think I've ever seen your face here. Strangers get too friendly all the time.
Max, thank you so much for making time to speak with me. Right off the top, I got to tell you something. That new single of yours, absolutely love it. What a cool mix of old school and new school. Right off the top, man, where does that old school come from?
I think, just listening to old school pop, I mean, I've listened to a lot of, I've listened to a lot of Chris Martin from Coldplay, actually. I love that alternative type of vibe, but also mixing in, the new pop. I think I'm inspired by a whole slew of artists, so I think, putting everything together and kind of meshing this one sound with a whole bunch of different elements is kind of my vibe.
Absolutely loving it, man. Look, we're going to talk more about the single in a second, but also want to ask you right off the top, too, as we speak, of course, everybody's dealing with the coronavirus, tough times for everybody. Right now, the premier is talking about, trying to get things opened up in 3 stages. How are you holding up? How are you feeling? What do you feel about the 3 stages? And also, sporting events, big music events, still being put on hold for a while.
Yeah, so, I'm holding up pretty good here at home. It's funny, I was, before this whole, pandemic kind of happened, I had big plans to kind of go in and see a whole bunch of people and play for people, and all that kind of got thrown out the window, and I'm kind of just here, trying to work away from home, online, engaging with my fans as much as possible across all social platforms. And the playing field is leveled with all artists now. This is all we can do. Having this social media to basically reach out to our fans. It's the only thing we can use right now. And with a whole bunch of shows being canceled, it's hard for all of us. But all of us are going through this. It's not just me, and it's not just any other artist. It's everyone. So yeah, I mean, we've been hit as artists a lot by this, but all we can do is just keep pushing and stay home and support the healthcare workers and the first responders out there, and that's all we can do.
But what's great about today's technology, because years ago we couldn't have done this. Years ago, if this had happened, I'll give you a good example. Somebody had posted an old school Nokia phone and said, imagine if this was going on back then.
Yeah.
Not even close. The fact that we have this type of technology now, the fact that artists like yourselves are able to do online performances and streaming, which is amazing. Have you been able to do any of those?
Yeah, I've been going live a ton over the past several weeks on Instagram. Instagram is like my forte. I have the most followers on there, and my fans love to see me go live, and I love to interact with my fans too. I'm all about being real and authentic, and I just I want to show my true self, especially during these hard times. And people want to see things that make them laugh. So I've just started like cooking, and I'm doing like cooking episodes every week, and I'm just trying to make my fans smile and make them have a good day despite, staying at home and going through this tough time. So, yeah, anything to make people feel good.
Okay, I got to ask you, what are you cooking, man?
So I've started off, I cook a whole bunch of different things, but the first episode I made, I cooked protein balls. Those are like my forte as well. I love making those, make them for my whole family. We're very athletic, so we work out. I just went for a run earlier this morning. The weather's absolutely amazing today, by the way. So great. Since we work out a lot and we love the gym, which obviously we can't go to anymore, we do at home workouts, and then we have a nice protein ball after. So yeah, I've made protein balls. I can make salmon. I can make great soups. I can make tofu, the best tofu you'll probably ever eat. I make a whole bunch of other things. But yeah, that's just to name a few.
It's great that you're working out at home, but what do you suggest for people who are trying to get their workouts at home and what they can do? And the reason why I ask is because, like, if you try to get to a Walmart, like, all the exercise equipment is gone. What do you suggest?
All right, so I actually don't use a lot of weights myself or any, other objects except the mat for the workout. So I just lay out a yoga mat. You can easily get a yoga mat, online. You can order one online, or if you already have one, that's phenomenal. So you just lay one out on the floor, and all you need is you and the mat and the ground, and simple workouts like doing burpees or doing high knees, butt kicks, all that type of stuff is great, especially for cardio. It gets your heart racing, and when your heart is racing, you're working out. And that's all I have to say about that. I mean, any other workout that has to do with cardio and doesn't involve any other weights, you're good. And you just keep doing reps. And there's also a whole bunch of videos on YouTube about, workouts without any objects that you need. So I highly suggest that you search up some videos on YouTube and do that.
Sounds great, my friend. But you know what? We still got to talk about music and a love of music. Where did that come from for you, man? When did it all begin?
So it all began when I was around 9 or 10, and I got my first guitar. I didn't think anything of it. I kind of just, I was intrigued by John Mayer, and I kind of wanted to just get a guitar. So I got a guitar at 10 for my birthday, and it kind of just came naturally, honestly. I just knew how to hold it naturally, started playing and started progressing really fast. My guitar teacher was kind of shocked about how fast I was, developing, notes and chords. I play normally by ear. I obviously know, the chords and stuff, but in terms of notes and all that, I can play by ear, and guitar is one of my favorite instruments. And then I started I kept playing, and then I started playing open mics, and then started singing, and then realized that I could sing with the guitar, and then I had that talent, which was awesome. And I kept going with it and kind of started evolving, came out with my first song called Out of the Blue, and that got recognized on CBC's Canada Searchlight competition in 2018. And then when that got recognized and I was named top 12 standout, I knew, music was something I wanted to kind of keep going with. And, it was my passion, and, I work hard in music, and I just wanted to keep going. So after that, I started playing Indie Week in Toronto, Canadian Music Week. I was one of the youngest artists to play there. And then I found, my A&R, Fraser Hill, later on in the past year. And when he reached out to me, I knew that was something big. So I just continued, and I decided to leave university and kind of just focus on music. So this last year has just been me kind of working away, on music. And, there's so much more to come other than this single, Something About You. But, I'm so happy that this single is finally out. It was produced by a producer who produces for OneRepublic, and I could not be more grateful to have the team that I have right now. It's truly awesome.
Well, let's talk about the single too. What's the single again? You kind of mentioned it already. What's the single called, and what's it about?
So it's called Something About You, and I think, it's about this push and pull of relationships. And when I started writing it, I wanted to kind of talk about how, sometimes when you decide to hang out with certain people, those certain people sometimes may not bring the best vibes, but you somehow keep on coming back to them, and you just don't know why. And usually it's because, you want to fit into a certain type of group, or you're kind of just attracted to a certain type of person. You just still don't know why. But at the end of the day, it's figuring out who you are as a person, rather than who that other person is or how they're treating you. And, that's what I wanted to capture in my lyrics. It's like that dance. And like I said, the push and pull of relationships that are really inevitable. And especially with what we're going on right now in the world, relationships are ultimately what matter most. So making the right ones is really key, especially right now.
We keep dancing together. Better watch my back, I know you're gonna bite. We keep dancing together, and I know you're used to acting out of spite.
musically, instrumental. When I listen to the song sounds like it gets bigger and bigger as we listen to it. Meaning, of course, like if it was being played in a club, the sound could fill the club up. Musically, what were you thinking or working with your producers to create that sound?
So when I was working with John Nathaniel, who's the producer of this song, we wanted to go for more of an angsty vibe. So more of that kind of like Dua Lipa, like bass line, kind of throw in some Charlie Puth vibes in it too, and just make it like an angsty, a really angsty and upbeat pop song. That's what we were going for. And, I have to give it up to my producer, John. He knows all the sounds, especially because he's worked with OneRepublic so much. And, all these sounds in the song are very, 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 like, forward, and they're very, very fast. And, that's what I love. I used to listen to a whole bunch of songs that have just been, upbeat pop, and I've always loved that ever since I was a kid. So, having a song like that, especially out now, is truly awesome for me, and I cannot be more grateful to have John on my team working on this song. So, yeah.
It's great for us, too, because at least we can have our home dance parties with your music. Is there going to be an EP or an album following?
Yes, there will be an EP. I'm not going to say how many songs just yet, but yes, there will be an EP, and it'll come probably in the next several months. I'm going to be dropping single by single, and I'm hoping the next single comes soon, but it all depends on what happens with this first song. But it's exciting, man. It's at 80,000 streams already on Spotify within the first 15 days, so I'm really excited about where things are headed. So, yeah, it's awesome.
You are an amazing artist, my friend. You probably hear this all the time. People say that you have an old soul. Don't they tell you that, huh?
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Rudy. Thank you.
Well, it's much deserved, my friend. But look, like I said, we're going to have to, sit back and wait until they announce when we're allowed to have concerts. And it doesn't sound like it's going to be for a while. So live streaming, social media seems to be the place to go. Where do we go to follow you on everything that you're doing, whether it be music, whether it be workouts, whether it be cooking, whatever? Where do we go to follow you?
So, most of my content's on Instagram, but I'll give you guys everything. So Instagram, if you search up Max Parker Official, I'll be there. I'm on Facebook as well, Max Parker Official, the same tag. And then on Twitter, my @ is _ Max Parker Music. And my YouTube is Max Parker Music. And what else? I've got SoundCloud, which is just Max Parker. And that's about it. But like most of the content goes up on Instagram. So I'd say I highly recommend you follow me on Instagram, and I'll definitely follow you back, shoot you a DM, ask you how your day's going, because I love to interact with everyone. So, give me a follow there at Max Parker Official.
Max, thank you so much for doing this interview with me. Look, my friend, I think you're an amazing artist. For somebody as young as you are and having the talent that you have, man, I am so looking forward to seeing everything that you do in the future, because I think it's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to more singles. I'm looking forward to the EP. I'm looking forward to hopefully you and I can do a one-on-one interview together. But more importantly, too, man, I'm looking forward to hopefully being in the audience and watching you perform live, my friend.
Rudy, that means so much. Thank you again for this interview. And yes, I hope to, see you in person, once this virus goes away. And I'm truly excited for what's to come. Thank you again. I really appreciate this.